You can have hundreds of friends online, thousands of followers, endless chats, likes, and emojis, and yet still feel lonely. That's the paradox of our time. We are more connected than any generation before us. And at the same time, we are more isolated. Think about it. A quick message in a group chat, a thumbs up on a photo, a short reply on a story. It all feels like interaction, but it doesn't always feel like connection. Because deep down, the brain doesn't count likes and follows. It craves something different. It craves presence, trust, and depth. Studies confirm this paradox. Surveys show that people with large social media networks often report higher loneliness than those with only a few close friends. Online connection can give us the illusion of closeness, but it rarely delivers the real thing. What we gain in breadth, we often lose in depth. The result? Many of us live in a world of constant chatter, but little intimacy. We scroll endlessly, yet can't remember the last time someone really listened to us, or the last time we truly opened up. This gap is why so many describe feeling lonely even when surrounded by digital noise. But here's the key. Loneliness doesn't come from being alone. It comes from lacking meaningful bonds. You can be physically isolated, yet feel connected through one true friendship. And you can be surrounded by thousands online, yet feel completely empty. It's not the number of connections, it's the quality. Our ancestors understood this instinctively. For most of human history, we lived in small groups, relying on a handful of people for survival. Trust wasn't optional. It was life or death. Today, survival doesn't depend on those bonds. But our psychology hasn't changed. Our brains are still wired for depth, not breadth. That's why superficial interactions leave us unsatisfied. They don't trigger the chemistry of trust and bonding. They're like empty calories. They fill the moment, but they don't nourish. And the more we rely on them, the hungrier we feel. So the paradox of the online world is clear. We've never had more ways to connect, but never felt less connected. And the challenge isn't to abandon the digital world. It's to learn how to use it to create meaningful friendships, not just endless contacts. And that's what we'll explore next. Why friendships matter so deeply for our health and happiness, and how science shows they can literally change the length and quality of our lives. Science shows that friendship isn't just a nice extra in life. It's essential. Studies reveal that people with close, supportive relationships live longer, recover faster from illness, and report higher levels of happiness. Friendship isn't a luxury, it's medicine. The Harvard study of adult development, one of the longest studies ever conducted, followed people for over 80 years. The key finding? The quality of relationships was the single strongest predictor of happiness and health. Not money, not fame, not achievements. Relationships. Those who had strong friendships aged better, lived longer, and felt more fulfilled. Why is this? Because friendship works on both the mind and the body. When you share trust and intimacy, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin lowers stress, calms the nervous system, and makes us feel safe. It's the same chemistry that helps infants bond with parents, and it continues to shape our adult lives. Friendship also regulates stress hormones like cortisol. A tough day becomes lighter when you share it with a friend. Your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, your perspective shifts. What feels overwhelming alone becomes manageable together. This isn't just emotional, it's biological. Your body responds to connection the way it responds to medicine. There's also the cognitive side. Conversations with close friends keep the brain sharp. They challenge our thinking, give us feedback, and expand our perspective. Loneliness, in contrast, has been linked to faster cognitive decline. Without meaningful interactions, the brain shrinks into isolation. With them, it stays active and resilient. But here's the important distinction. Not all friendships deliver these benefits. Quantity is not the same as quality. 1,000 casual connections online won't protect your heart or calm your stress. 1 or 2 meaningful bonds can. What matters is depth, shared trust, vulnerability, and consistency. And that's where the online world complicates things. Digital platforms are optimized for speed, scale, and visibility. They connect us to many, but rarely help us go deep with a few. Online friendships can start beautifully, but if they stay surface level, they won't bring the same benefits as true bonds. Still, the internet isn't the enemy. In fact, it can be a bridge. Many lifelong friendships today begin online. The difference is in how they're cultivated. When we move beyond likes and quick comments, when we share openly, listen deeply, and commit time, we can build meaningful friendships even through a screen. So the science is clear. Friendship is one of the strongest predictors of a long, happy life. And whether online or offline, what matters most is the quality of those bonds. Which brings us to the final question. In an online world full of noise, how can we intentionally create depth, nurture trust, and build friendships that truly last? So how do we cultivate meaningful friendships in an online world? It begins with a shift in focus from quantity to quality. Stop chasing numbers. Start investing in depth. A handful of true friends will bring you more joy and stability than 1,000 digital contacts ever could. One way to deepen online friendships is to move from text to voice or video. Words on a screen can feel flat, but hearing someone's voice or seeing their face activates empathy and connection. A short call can do more for friendship than weeks of messaging. Make time for it. Another strategy is vulnerability. Friendships grow through honesty, not just highlights. Share more than polished updates. Tell someone when you're struggling, not just when you're winning. And when a friend opens up to you, listen without distraction. Vulnerability is the soil where trust grows. Consistency also matters. Algorithms reward quick engagement, but friendships reward steady presence. A regular check-in, even just once a week, can keep a bond alive. It shows commitment. It tells the other person, you matter enough for me to make time. That rhythm turns acquaintances into true friends. Shared experiences strengthen bonds too. Even online, you can watch a movie together, play a game, or learn a skill side by side. These moments of doing, not just talking, create the same kind of memories that offline friendships thrive on. They give the relationship weight and texture. At the same time, balance is key. Online friendships can be real and meaningful, but if you have the chance to bring them offline, do it. Meeting in person, even once, can lock in the sense of reality that screens sometimes dilute. A handshake, a laugh, a shared meal. These simple things root the bond in the physical world. And perhaps most importantly, be intentional. Friendships don't just happen anymore. In a world of endless distractions, you have to choose. Choose to invest, to listen, to show up. True friendship requires energy, but the return on investment is extraordinary. Because in the end, it's not the number of chats, likes, or followers that matters. It's the handful of people who truly know you, the ones who see you fully, accept you deeply, and walk with you consistently. Even in an online world, you can cultivate friendships like that, if you focus on depth over distance. Friendship has always been humanity's greatest source of strength. The platforms have changed, but the truth hasn't. What matters is not how many people you connect to, but how deeply you connect with a few. Cultivate those friendships. Nurture them. Protect them. Because in an online world, they matter more than ever.